And I'm gonna build a gaming scene now, and we could take a look at like what that is like. So why don't I, since y'all can see, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Actually, that doesn't make sense. If I flip over to 1UP, you wouldn't be able to see anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna need, I think I'm gonna do some blocks, because I already have desktop, but here what I have is I have Chrome and I have the desktop, and I think I want to rename this from desktop to like maybe desktop with Chrome or Chrome. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it right now, but for now I'm gonna add a new one, and this one is going to be a block, and it's going to be gaming desktop. Okay. Because it's going to be specific. Like I'm going to have specific audio and stuff included. So now I have this. The first thing is I want to add, start adding some sources. So the main one that I want is going to be my desktop, which is a, what is that? A display capture. And so I already have that one. Oh, I have that as SC, but it really should be D for display. Okay. We'll rename that real quick. That's the other thing I've started doing is like prefixing them, because all the names in OBS for every source and scene have to be, yeah, I'll drag it up. Have to be unique. So I like working with these conventions. So D for display, and it is the desktop, and so that will be there. And you're right. Let me pop this up into blocks. Thank you. So now I've got the desktop there. Ooh, I want to add the background to it. I've been adding the background to everything because when you do the move transition, it will just, if there's not this anything behind it, it will be like black, like a black screen. And so this ensures that I always have my background, no matter what. So let's go ahead and add that as well. Scene, and I'm embedding scenes, excuse me, scenes inside of scenes. Which was something I didn't really think to do, and it makes it a lot easier to organize. Yeah. yeah. The unique naming, it really gets to be tedious. I found this prefixing to help some, but it's still very tedious. I really wish sources, like, I wish it was individual to the type of source, and then scenes were different names from sources. So background. So I just got to find it, and there's all kind. B for background. Boopity boop. And I'm going to bring it below the desktop. So now if I have a transition set to move, it will move to, it will always have a background because I'm putting it on all of my scenes. So all of them have that background. Okay. So now we've got that in the desktop, and I want to bring in an audio source, which actually I need to open up Loopback. So because I'm on a Mac, I can't, it's not very easy to embed audio from like one particular source. So in this case, like Discord or Spotify. And I use this app, Loopback. It costs $99, but it has been amazing over the last year. You want to put a background on a block. Oh, right. I probably actually want that on the scene itself and not on the block. Yeah, that's a good call, actually. I'm going to remove that. See, I'm still like figuring this out. So I've just been redoing OBS over the last couple days. And, so I'm figuring out, but no, you're right. The block itself should be almost, I'm trying to think of this like almost like React components, like, you know, logically organizing the blocks, like the components. Ooh, I should call them components just for funsies. And like things that would only make sense and like, or like not make sense. That's like very verbose, like very cohesive. The things that I know I'm going to use together, I want to try to keep together. But you're right. Like up here, I should have like a 1UP gaming or something like that. And so if I create and we'll include this block in it, but let me finish the block first. So let me bring this back over. And what I don't have over here is game capture. I use an app called Game Capture to play. And while I could capture right from my capture card, I found it's actually easier for me to just capture the game capture and bring it in. I have issues with the audio when I go from the capture card right into OBS. So instead, game capture grabs the capture card, and I just stream that whole scene, which is funny because technically you could stream right from game capture. So it's like I'm doing one gaming app or like one streaming app into another. But anyway, it works. It works. So now I'm going to add a new virtual device. Yes. So like this would be capturing whatever is attached to that capture card. And I switch that between my Switch and the PlayStation 4. So in this case, it's the PS4. I'll actually start it up and show you how all of this works here in a second. So let me get it configured, and it'll be weird because you'll see what I'm doing while I'm doing it. It'll be interesting. Okay. And it's cool because then I don't have to switch my monitor either to the gaming. Like I have the PlayStation, the HDMI going to the monitor, but I would have to change the input. And when I do it through Game Capture through my Mac, I don't have to do anything. I just open the Game Capture app and I can start playing PlayStation or Switch. All right, so new virtual device. We'll call this Game Capture because that's like literally the name of the app. So I will do it. And then let's see if it is here. It's not open, so I'll select it. And this is an Elgato app that you can install, and it should work with most capture cards. I don't believe it's specific to Elgato capture cards. It just needs a capture card to work. So it's here. What I don't want is I don't want it to mute when capturing. It will actually, yes, I do want it to mute. Yes, never mind. Because I'm going to configure OBS to let me have that audio come through. So we leave this alone. So now I've got this Game Capture virtual audio device, which means now in here, I can plus add an audio input. We're going to do a new one. I need to rename Zoom to have the A. I'll get to it when I'm actually on a scene that needs it. And what is this? Game Capture. Okay. And then we're going to pick our device, and now we have this Game Capture. So it creates an audio input for me, and I can use this anywhere. I can use it in Zoom or Google Meets or anything. And you can see I have quite an extensive amount of them. But this is how I get like my Stream Deck and Discord and all of that stuff in here. So we go to Game Capture, and now we've got that. So now this is ready. Like this is what I'm ready to game. And if I really wanted to, I could actually change this to a window capture. Might actually make more sense and do the game capture, but it's fine. I'm just going to do the desktop because it's always on this desktop. Okay, so now we've got the block and we're ready to build the scene and bring in all the blocks to make this happen. So I'm going to do a new scene, and then this one is going to get the S because it's meant to be viewed, and we'll call this 1UP, which just means one camera, like my camera, gaming. And boop. And so we'll bring this up. So I've got these 1UPs. Oh, okay. And you can't see, maybe I'll add my mobile phone later, but I have my Stream Deck configured with a bunch of like numbered scenes. And it's cool because then I can just change which ones point to which one in the Stream Deck. Yes, it will show in the mixer. So actually, if I go to, oh, right, because it will if I were to switch to it. However, if I transition, okay, I'm going to transition to it for a second. You're going to lose me and lose my audio, but you'll see the Game Capture pop up there. Boop. So yeah, so the cool thing is that anything you embed it on, it's going to add it. So if I include this block on any scene, it will then show up. So let's see that in practice. So if I go plus, we're going to take a scene, and we want our gaming desktop. So we could do this. And so now that is in there, and it's got the desktop and the audio, but we're on this scene. So now if I transition again, game capture. So now let's take it a step further because I want y'all to be able to hear me and see me. So now I'm going to come and add the scene of my my default audio, which is my main audio, which has a couple things, the mic, Spotify, and Stream Deck, I believe. All right, so now we've got main audio. Let's just lock these down. And if I transition, so we're still here. And now you can still hear me. So it's brought in the Stream Deck. So I can be like, all right, and you can hear it. So it's pretty neat. What you just heard. So you can, there are sounds. Yeah, sound effects, exactly. So if I double click into this one, it's a GIF that's playing like a waveform. And so if it's a folder, and so I have like applause, air horn, laughter, elevator, record scratch, just like a bunch of stuff. I've been adding some stuff up. I added some Naruto ones because you know how I roll.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what's inside of there. And so this is what I was talking about, like having these scenes, which actually, now that we have our gaming one, I'm going to need to add one. So let me go to OBS, scene. We'll put this here. Scene is going to be, what is this? One up gaming. And then, yes, it's going to go to program. And that's it. But let's get some sweeter icons in there. Finder, documents. Boom. So we'll take this, and that is 8. Boom. So now I got some sweet icons, and it's all wired up. So, yeah. And now we're ready to go. So let me get this out of there. Let me transition back. Cool. Okay. So we're not done. There's a whole bunch of stuff I got to do around animations and stuff too. Okay. But we're getting there. So we've got our gaming desktop. We've got our main audio, but we don't have me. I need to be there so everybody can see me. I've been trying to learn how to play Call of Duty, and let me tell you, while I have gotten better at games over the last few years, I still am just... I die so fast. Really, I don't know what else to say except I die so fast. Okay, so let's get the old cam in there. So we're gonna do another scene. We want this time the block with cam with border. Yeah, so bad at it, so bad. And so in this case, so here's what we're gonna do. A fun trick another one that I learned. I want this to be in the same place as this. Right, so here's what I'm gonna do real quick. I'm gonna transition over. I'm going to, it's locked. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. So if I go to, no. One up, desktop. Oh, I guess I need to be over on the other one. Yes. Okay. No, I'm tripping. Sorry. Bear with me. Cam with border. Here we go. Unlock. That's what I want. I can go to transform, copy the transform. Yes. Yeah, no, it wasn't that I wasn't right clicking. I was getting very confused about which scene was in preview and which one was in program. So I want to copy the transform. I'm going to lock that again, switch over. And then I'm going to right click on this one and go to transform and paste that transform. Boop. And it's going to put it in the exact same spot at the exact same size. Love it. Boop. Lock it up. And there we go. So now I'm in there. And now it's ready for gaming if I wanted to game. Except we're not quite done. I don't have the background. So let's bring that in. Background. And we'll drag that to the bottom. Cool. But the next thing is when I switch between these two, you'll see that it fades, which I don't dislike. Actually, yeah. Wow, they're like basically the exact same thing, right? Oh, I have the same one key. No, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, they're almost the exact same. But the only thing that's changing is the gaming 1UP desktop, but it's fading. And I really want it to move. I want this to come out and that one to come in. I only want it to fade when I go from like starting or be right back. The rest I would like to have fade. Oh, here's a fun trick. You ever just like got like a meeting or something and you just, you know, it's like first thing in the morning and you want to make sure like you look like a, you know, functioning person. I have this mirror one, which is just me mirrored so that when I move, like it's the right side and it's not backwards. And I literally just use this like as a mirror sometimes. So do what you want with that, what you will. Okay. Oh, you probably couldn't hear me. Oh yeah, you could because it was in preview. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, so we've got everything we need here to game, I think. So let's try this. You're not going to see OBS because I'm going to move it. So you'll see this, but let's crack open game capture. And let's start PlayStation. So it's going to start here in a second. And so this is pulling in my Elgato game capture, which is plugged into the PlayStation. Boom. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop Spotify. Boop. And I got to pass this audio through. I haven't done... Oh, let me go back. This is something that I want to share real quick. So let me unfull size that and bring OBS back. So I can't hear. You all can hear. I know you can hear because I can see it, but I cannot hear the game. And what fun is that? So if I click on this and go to Advanced Audio Properties and find the game capture, you'll see some of these have monitor and output, and then others have monitor off. This is going to pass it through, but you're not monitoring it. You're not going to hear it. Boop. So if I do this, I can go to monitor and output. Boom. And now I hear the PlayStation 2, which is awesome. Okay. So let me come back over and let's full size this and let's get rid of the sidebar. Whomp. And there we go. And now I'm like, I'm gaming, right? I'm gaming. This is so cool. And then I can come in here and then I can be like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then I can jump back to gaming and be gaming. But I'm not animating. And what I want to be doing is animating. So I'm not going to start playing PlayStation right now. I'm actually going to turn this off. Let's go power it down. And I'm going to exit out of that full screen. And we can quit game capture. We don't need that right now. But I might actually try to play some Call of Duty when I get through this. Here we go. Let's get some music back. All right. Okay. Aha, yeah. Yeah. So that's another thing, too, is on my Stream Deck you can't see. But I have the audios for, like, almost all of these as toggles so that I can turn them on or off. And one of the cool things about it is, like, I don't really ever notice when this is red down here, but I do tend to see when it's dim on my Stream Deck. It helps because I'm always, like, touching the Stream Deck. So if I look down to switch a scene, I'd be like, oh, crap, that's, like, not on. That's not lit up. It helps. Okay, so what was I doing? So this scene is... well, that's the 1UP, but let's go back to gaming. So this scene is good. It's got everything I need in it. But now what I want is I want like cool transitions. When I want the transition, I want it to move and not fade. I'm using this plugin called Transition Table. It's another plugin. And I'll get the links for this here in a minute. And what this does is allow me to fine grain control what should move to where, and like how that interaction should be. So you can see I have any to any set to fade. That's my catch-all. Like, just if I don't change it, if I don't say to do something specific, yeah. If I don't do something specific, just fade. And that's cool. That's what I want for most stuff. So what I'm gonna do, I set 1UP and I just configured this. So from 1UP to 1UP gaming, I want to move, and then from 1UP gaming to 1UP, I want to move. And so now that that's configured, when I close, when I switch, there we go. And then when I switch back to gaming, I've got that cool move. So I just ordered I'll use, like, when I do like this 1UP, I'm probably gonna, or like, I ordered a green screen for things like when I game. I think I want to like try cutting myself out and not having the box. So I want to try the green screen thing out and see how that goes. But it looks really interesting when like if I'm behind a green screen and I just myself like shrink and move to the corner. It's pretty wild looking. But yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad that that's better now. So that's good. Well, this all seems to be working. So I've got my gaming scene.